Damn, Truth. Now, where you find this at? In the old newspapers. You Native Americans do not even rank as real Indians in the old days. Wow, the Native Indian does. The Black Indians, there are a lot of them. They are Negroes. How better to show you hunter-gatherers who was the first people on the land? Y'all better stop playing with me, man. Y'all gonna get y'all unholy ass off the holy ground. That's what's finna happen. Yeah, America, we on y'all ass. Y'all gonna have to move around. All you goddamn whitewashed ass Indians, get y'all ass out the way. We tired of y'all. We coming for y'all. Roll the corn. The leader of the Chickasaw Negro Indians in an open rebellion. The leader of the Chickasaw Negro Indians in an open rebellion. Indian citizens and the squaw men. Who is the squaw men that they speak of? Let's go back. The white squaw. Y'all some damn squaws, man. Get y'all ass out of here. Y'all some white Mongolian squaws acting like y'all run the land. Y'all are squaws. White woman marrying a Native American is a white squaw. White Indians. White men with Native American white and white squaws. Now, who the fuck is they talking about the squaw man? Y'all. Goddamn squaws. Roll the corn. We know who y'all is. Y'all some squaws. Y'all say wobbo to me, I'm going to say you a squaw. A damn white squaw. Get a YT squaw. That's what the hell y'all is. Some squaw men. We got Negro chiefs for y'all unalived, all of them. Let's keep going. Elite receipts. Ohio, pieces of slate which bear upon their surface hieroglyphics similar to the English alphabet. The most significant detail of this identification is that the form of the letters are almost precisely those that occur about the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean, I told y'all, we took that shit to the Mediterranean long time ago. That's where the Nile is. That's where Tigris and the Euphrates is at. That language went from here, found out of mounds, going to the Mediterranean. You see that? The theory that Ohio was the promised land that Moses and his children of Israel were hunting for so long, and that they were struck Canaan by mistake. See what these white folks saying? How the hell is Ohio the promised land if we ain't the ancestors? Man, these people crazy. I'm gonna show y'all what they be saying. Now, Casey Macon, this for you. This for Casey Macon. That's Bess, a deity in Egypt. This is Bess in America. Bess in Egypt, Bess in America. Let's keep going. Bess in South America. Look at the skin color. You looking kind of red and copper to me. Y'all trying to take the skin color off the man's face and shit. Roll the coin. That shit come from America. He got a goddamn panther on his chest that come from America, a panther, a jaguar on his damn chest. The jaguar comes from Tamari. All that shit y'all got over there come from here. This come from America. He brown-skinned it, red. Now y'all got it over there in Egypt, acting like y'all created it. Let me show y'all who he really is. That's Bess right there. That's Bess right there in the middle of the Mayan calendar. Go research it. Go research it. See, y'all know what you're looking at. That's best right there. You think that shit come from Africa, nigga? It don't come from no Africa. Shit been in our ideology, bro. And look at the color of his skin before they try to scrub the Clorox on his ass. When they put the Clorox on him, they wipe them down to the color. Oh, that's scrubbing off the nigga. Get the color off them. Hide all the best artifacts in South America because we know they're going to see that and try to say it's hiding shit, hunter-gatherers. Look, that's best right there. See, he got his tongue out. You see his tongue out? You see his tongue out? Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue. That's best. Stop playing with truth now. I'm going to break down all this African shit. I love to do it. I enjoy it. I enjoy this shit. Roll the coin. Swish. Let's keep going. Buckets. Let's keep going. I'm just going through random receipts. I'm just on random receipt time all week. I'm just dropping old random receipts just to regurgitate what I already taught long time ago. I got new followers. Y'all sticking here with the truth. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Negro types, indigenous to our southern states. Negro types, color sketches of Negroes that y'all did when y'all got over here from the southern states. From the southern states? Niggas out south, huh? Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Origin of the Asiatic Negroes. I sent them last year to memoirs, one of the Asiatic Negroes, right? Demonstrated the affinities of the languages with the African and the Polynesian Negroes, right? Negroes originated in the southern slopes, talking about the mountains or whatever. They're talking about India, South China, all that. Black nations found in America before Columbus. Black nations found in America before, oh my God. Semitic Negroes, Asia, oh, let's keep going. These people crazy. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Virginia Bureau of Vital Statistics Act is strict accordance with the law in classifying so-called Virginia Indians as Negro. Walter Plecker. This shit in the newspaper, bro. It's in the newspaper. State Register of Vital Statistics declared today. Pure prejudice in classifying Pamunkey Indians as mulattoes and branding them as Negroid. You see that? Who is a Pamunkey Indian? Who claims to be a descendant of the Pamunkey? Anybody can think of somebody who famous? Who claims to be a descendant of the Pamunkey? Let me give y'all a hint. Let me give you a hint. Who said, roll the coin. Roll the coin, man. Who be dancing and flipping around and shit with 1 million fans? Chris Brown is a descendant of the Pamunkey Indians. Come on now. Chris Brown is a descendant of go look at, okay, the way you find that is, go look at Chris Brown interview. Go look at Chris Brown interview with the bald head cat from Florida. From California. What's his name? The bald head interview dude that lost a lot of weight. Go look at the interview with Chris Brown. He's gonna tell you who he is. Yes, Chris Brown is from Virginia. Exactly. Not Whack 100. The bald head tall dude. Not Vlad. Not Sway. Not Sway. He is from California. Big boy. C. Monique. Big boy. That's his name. Go look at Chris Brown interview with Big Boy. Chris Brown gonna say, I done my genealogy. My ancestors are Pamunkey Indians. Negroids. We know who the fuck we are, America. We on y'all ass, bro. So y'all gonna look at that interview and listen to Chris Brown tell you who his ancestors is. Pamunkey Indians, right there. That man say from no damn Africa. That man say his ancestors are Pamunkey Indians. Go look it up. Big Boy interview with Chris Brown. Go check it out. Let's keep going. Stories have been told of Negroes living with the Indians in the territory of Mississippi long before DeSoto. Why are Negro Indians living with Native Americans in Mississippi? See, this is what you got to understand. This is why people can't decipher what happened to our people. Indigo. Chris Brown got the album called Indigo. See, y'all got to get deep. See, I love Chris Brown because he know what the fuck is going on. He's still rocking the pyramid with the Indigo Indian ideology because he know where that shit come from. He done studied it, bro. I already know Chris Breezy done studied it. I done seen what he done said, his sign on his clothing, and all. He know what the hell going on. Shout out to Breezy, man. Shout out to Breezy. Why are Negro Indians living with Native Americans in Mississippi before DeSoto led the first white man's expedition? Why did Native Americans culturally assimilated the Negro Indian? That's why they live together. We let y'all ass come live down there with us, and you motherfuckers sold us out and stabbed us in the back when the colonizer came. That's what happened. Y'all came, lived around us, learned all our traditions. Y'all were running with us. Then the colonizer come, sends agents and people from the government to come down there and set up territories in Mississippi and have babies with the Native Americans. Then they still culturally assimilate our culture. This is what happened. Now the Frenchmen popping up, having babies with natives, giving away all the Choctaw land, all the Creek land. Y'all call the shot that y'all are not the indigenous people to call that shot, bro. Negro Indians living with the natives. See, Native Americans. This is why I don't like y'all. Because see, if y'all knew y'all real history, y'all would come on over here with us. Stop fucking playing. Y'all will come on over here with truth now. Because your ancestors learned from mine. We taught y'all everything y'all know. We showed y'all love. We fed y'all. We showed y'all virtuousness, bro. If y'all knew y'all real history, y'all would bow to us. You would fight with us. You wouldn't argue with us. My people wouldn't be arguing with y'all on TikTok. Ain't no nothing to argue about. We are the ancient culture. Y'all are the newer culture who learned from the ancient culture, and everybody still got our symbolism all over America and all over the world. Not just America, the world. The Phoenicians bloodline come from here. The Egyptian and Cushite bloodline, all the motherfuckers over on the Nile come from here. Samaria, all this shit. And I can prove it. We are the first spiritual people on the planet on the Mississippi River. It's a fact. We got the oldest Kemet, we got the oldest bones, the oldest civilizations with structure right there on the Mississippi River. We left the Mississippi River and went and cultivated other places, set up trade centers. And we got culture assimilated all over the world. Not just in America, all over the world. Now, stories of a Negro who was the ruler of Indian tribes are believed to have some basis. Many Negroes today are able to trace their ancestry to the various Indian tribes of the territory of Mississippi. Some are acknowledged heirs by the state and waiting for their share of money, which is to be paid to them for land purchases from their Indian ancestors. Whoa! History records as a fact that Negroes were a part of the Soto's expedition This is the Moors. These are the Moors. 39 and 40, second settler in Alabama. Negro member of the DeSoto's expedition. These are the fake motherfuckers who came to the real motherfuckers. Y'all want to call y'allself the Moors, and they pull right up with DeSoto. And y'all still on the internet today trying to act like y'all the Negro American Indian. See, I already know what go. See, other people be speculating. I know where you motherfuckers come from. I know why y'all still teaching it, because your ancestors taught you that. That is European ideology. They don't come from here, Mississippi. They come from Spain or somewhere. Take that shit over there. Move around, kick rocks. Y'all were helping DeSoto colonize your own looking people in the South. And y'all want me to sit up here and act like and talk about the Moors and no, I know y'all as unalive my people. Over here trying to see, everything is culturally assimilated, people. Once you come in there and you unalive the culture, you throw some feathers on your head and act like you the chief. You ain't no motherfucking chief of mine. I don't care if you're blacker than this damn t-shirt. You're not a chief of mine because your culture is not virtuous like mine. Your knowledge ain't come from the dirt like my people knowledge came from the dirt. Y'all knowledge came from stealing artifacts and books. Our knowledge came from the planet. We different. We know the truth now. Let's keep going. I love that article. I love that. I'm going to frame that motherfucker. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. The richest Negroes in the Creek tribe of Indians, they rich as hell, huh? This where you really supposed to be. Wealthy as I don't know what with the land of your ancestors. This where all us supposed to be. 17 other Negroes in the Creek tribe and are worth from $5,000 to $20,000 each. Muskogee is mostly owned by rich Negroes. Wild rich Negroes owning Muskogee with the land, making money off the land. Restaurants, businesses, attorneys, Negro physicians. See that? You see what's going on with your people? Roll the coin. They were still Negro physicians, industrial people, still doing good. They knew these people weren't no damn Africans with all these businesses and restaurants and roll the coin, carpenters and contractors, Negro creeks. You see that? Let's keep going. History just got rid of them. Muskogee people called Creek by British settlers are descendants of the great mound builders of what are today the southeastern states of Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Mississippi. Culture of ancestors dissolved in the wake of new disease and chaos brought by Spanish conquistadors. Them Muskogee people, which they call Creeks, are mound building descendants. See it? Where you think they came from? Not no Africa. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Cincinnati mounds. I'm tripping. Kentucky mound. Kentucky cave, right? Mammoth Cave. Discovered in large rooms where reposing in stone coffins rudely constructed form appearance may have been in the cave for centuries. They are present every appearance of the Egyptian mummies. You see that? They look just like Egyptian mummies in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. You see that? Right there. Appearance of Egyptian Why are people in the cave looking like Egyptians in the middle of Kentucky? Why? I got the old newspaper receipts. Y'all can't hide this shit no more. Why? Why? Ask yourself why, bro. Ask yourself why our people is in a cave in appearance of Egyptians with coffins, large rooms, Mammoth Cave. In Mammoth Cave right now, people, it's a video on YouTube when a white lady is going through Mammoth Cave. It's a big stone casket. They call it the casket room. Look it up. It's a room in the Mammoth Cave on a tour called the casket room. The stone casket. It's a stone casket in there about 8 feet long. I got the video. What did y'all pull out of it? It had a lid and everything. You think I'm bullshitting? Go to YouTube, look up Mammoth Cave Casket Room, and go watch the video yourself. Them your ancestors. Now that white people do tours right through the motherfucker, telling people it's the casket room. And they still don't believe we still believe they from Africa. Them folk pour gold and everything up out there out of Mammoth Cave. Artifacts look just like Egyptians. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. I just like to show y'all the old newspapers that's talking about this before they hid it all. See, in the 1800s, they was putting this stuff in the newspaper. Now they hid it all. They'll turn a mound up, act like it never existed. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show you some more. Now, these people were buying mummies out of Mammoth Cave, purchased the remainder of the mummies. M. Proctor, Kentucky, purchased the remainder of the mummies from the owner of the cave. You see that? He realized about $400 from the sale of the mummies and now offered $10,000 each for the cave. The entrance of the cave is within town limits. Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. They were selling mummies out of Kentucky cave back in the damn early 1900s, late 1800s. You see it? He was a poor man who owned the land, making payments on the farm, started selling mummies. The cave was discovered. He started selling mummies to hunter-gatherers. You see it? I'm getting out the way today so y'all can screenshot and read this stuff. I want y'all to read it now. This way your ancestors at in folks' house and shit. They just sold it. That man ancestors or this dude right here, Proctor, I'm going to look his ass up. Where the fuck is your family at? They still got the mummy. I bet they still got the mummy. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. We know the truth. Cartersville, Georgia. That's Ottawa Mounds, people. I just left there with my people. Motherfuckers out there acting like we ain't build this shit. I just left there with my people in Cartersville, Georgia, and Ottawa Mound. That's what they talking about. This before they even named the mounds, people. Old newspaper clipping. Let me show y'all what was out there. Talking about we didn't build it. Truth now just out there trying to get some publicity. Motherfucker, we built that. I ain't just out there for no reason, nigga. I don't play with my people's time and honesty and virtuousness like that. I know we built the motherfucker. Roll the coin. Watch this. Carterville, Georgia. The water has receded from the Timuli Mound field and has uncovered acres of skulls and bones. Some of these are gigantic. If the whole frame is in proportion, the two thigh bones are gigantic. If the whole owner must have stood 14 feet tall, damn near. Many curious ornaments of shell, brass, which is the copper from the Great Lakes, and stone have been found. Some of the bodies were buried in small vaults built of stone. The whole makes a man of archaeological, the whole makes a man of archaeological, I can't see that word. A representation at the Smithsonian Institution is a bare investigation of curious relics. You see that? This That stuff is so old. Our people were tall with ancient brass and copper. Cartersville, Georgia is the Ottawa Mounds. Am I lying? We've been there so long, the Giants was there. Them ain't no damn white folks. So when I pull up to Ottawa, Georgia, and all you hunter-gatherers looking at my people out here talking about a man, we know that's our shit. I'm not out there just to be just out there chilling. I'm out there showing you what our ancestors built for real. Moundville next. Let's keep going. Because I got the receipt for Moundville too. The mound builders were Egyptians who had long crossed the Atlantic in some never explained way and raised their cultures in America. See, they were trying to understand it, people. They couldn't understand why shit over here is old as Egypt or older. So they had to say they came from Egypt. But we all know Egypt is not a seafaring people. We all know that, bro. In the old books, Egyptians didn't go no motherfucking where. Why? Because the African Egypt side was not travelers. They ain't the people who built the pyramids. Our people went over there and built them pyramids. So they try to say that they came here, but no, we came there. That's the difference. That's what really happened. Because the corn and the Michigan copper came with us, nigga. So how the fuck the copper and the corn come and we came from Africa over here? Nah, we left here and went to Africa. Watch this. The mound builder was a race of, they try to say we was worshiping the sun and all that. But watch what they say. Who had been destroyed in the great flood of the Bible on which Noah successfully sailed the ark. Whoa! Hold on, Hunter Galler. What you talking about? We was here when the flood went on, right? That's all I need to get out of it. We wasn't destroyed. If we were destroyed, how the hell we take civilization to Egypt and Samaria, nigga? We wasn't destroyed. Hunter-gatherers were destroyed. This is the story of the flood. That story comes from America. These people know it. These hunter-gatherers know it. They know it. Let's keep going. All these things and more were the vanished race of people who had erected the Great American Mounds. The Great American Mounds. See it? Great mounds at first thought to be very ancient. Then they changed the damn timeline of the mounds. Back in the day, I was talking about the mounds 150,000 years old. See, back in the day, y'all talking about 150,000 years old. Look at y'all hunter-gatherers. Now y'all talking about it's 800 years old, 600. Y'all a goddamn lie. The mound way older than Egypt and anything in Europe and Africa, bro. Stop playing with yourself. Y'all knew it, but y'all hid it and changed the dates on the mounds. Now the mounds are 1,000 years old, 1,200 AD. Y'all a goddamn lie. Them mound way before BC times. 10,000, 12,000 years old. Stop playing. Y'all know these people from here went over there and talked that shit. Talking about some 150,000 BC. Very old. Roll the coin. European artifacts in some mounds lean more than a suspicion that the mound builders may have existed until the white man came. While the mound builders and all their fine culture vanished, they try to say they vanished, whatever. It's one of the biggest unsolved mysteries yet. Y'all made that shit up. We didn't disappear. We still here. We didn't disappear. We still here. The giant biblical fame, they talk about our ancestors. The mound builders, for so they were named, were the descendants of Anak, the giant of the biblical fame. See that? Let's keep going. Look what they found in Ohio at the altar. Altar mound. Look. Melanated with the slanted eye. Same shit. Same shit. These ain't no goddamn Chinamen right here. These ain't no Chinamen. Look at the headdress. Where is these artifacts at, bro? Where the fuck these artifacts at? I ain't never seen that artifact in my life in real life. Terracotta Altar Mound, Ohio. Ancient melanated people. Spiritual in the crop field. You see him? Where is the artifacts at Smithsonian? Let's go see what color he is. Yeah, let's go see. I bet he brown skinned. I'll put my life on the line if my dog is not copper color. Y'all cut my hands off if this man ain't copper color when we finally see the artifacts that they had. Let's keep going. Roll the call. These people crazy. Let's keep going. Look at all these skeletons. The mound builders erected this stable agricultural economy. We rolled the corn, not no fucking hunter-gatherers. See that? Instead of roaming North America as nomadic hunter-gatherer people like the Indians, which the white man centuries later discovered living on the shores. Hunter-gatherers just roam, people. We set up agriculture. Do you see it? They just some roaming around, hungry as hell, lost, don't know what the hell going on, trying to survive day to day. We got an agriculture field set up to feed our people. They ain't us. Them ain't the people buried in the mounds. It's our people. They know that them Indians were nomadic hunter-gatherers. And our people were agriculture economy. They know the difference, people. We got to learn the difference. They know it's two different people on the land when they came. Squaws and mound builders. They know. And the squaw ain't this. The squaw was y'all. Look. Michael ornament of mound builders. Bone fish hooks. See that? The mounds were put up by a race quite different from the Native American Indian. But this belief has been given up because y'all like to give up beliefs because y'all know the truth, but y'all like to change history. The Spaniard De Soto discovered that the Creek and the Chickasaw Indians were the custom of building mounds. Them not them Native Americans, people. De Soto didn't pull up on them natives. He pulled up on our ass. Down there in the SIP, still building mounds. I'm telling y'all what I know. Yeah, go right there. Still building mounds. The mound builders, no doubt, were ancestors of tribes found in regions where the mound stood, people. Mound builder custom. Many of them had villages near mounds. Thousands of skeletons have been found under mounds, people. That's our ancestors. That's our ancestry. Keep going. Now, I showed y'all Anubis. Let's go talk about Osiris right quick. Because they think Osiris Egyptian too. Osiris was Dagon. Osiris was Dagon. Dagon is corn. Y'all can stop playing. Stop it. I already proved Osiris is Dagon. Watch this. Watch this. He invented the plow. Just like Enlil. Oh, fuck. Roll the court. Osiris invented the plow just like Enlil invented the plow. These ain't no aliens. These your ancestors created this shit. These your ancestor created this shit. These are not aliens. Because y'all call it Enlil an alien. Enlil ain't nothing but the plowman. Ain't no damn alien taught you that. That's agriculture knowledge. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Osiris was the gun, right? The brother of Kronos. Kronos the Atlantean. This is a star story, people. This is a star story. It's not real. It's stars. The Kronos ideology is stars. That's what Atlantean, see, Atlanteans brought star astrology information and put it in a story form, and hunter-gatherers thought they were real, so they turned them into gods. Let's keep going. The corn coming. Cyrus was the gun. He invented the plow just like Enlil, and first cultivated bread corn, from which he was called Zeus or Rotreus. Whoa! Didn't I tell y'all Zeus was sickness? Coming from the spring, the winter to the spring. That's star knowledge. All this shit the same, just in different places with different names. Look at him, Asar, not Osiris. Bro, listen, Aaron. It don't matter, bro. Fuck them names. That's the problem. When things go through history, they change names, bro. So whatever name you use, still not the name your ancestor would use. It don't matter. You need to learn the ideology of what they're talking about. Hunter-gatherers put 50,000 names on shit, then we try to argue about names. Oh, that come from Greek. That come from Phoenician. Nigga, get back to the basics. The basics is Osiris is Orion. You heard of Sar in Egypt and you think that's the first place, right? Egypt ain't the first place, bro. Quit. See, you got to break your mind of it. Egypt is not the first place of the knowledge, bro. So whatever the name Egypt used is not the same Tamari used, bro. You think they're gonna let you think they're gonna tell you mound builder worshiping a Sar, then Egypt worshiping a Sar? Use your brain, bro. They are cutthroating connections. So if you hear a Sar in Egypt, and you think that same ideology that come from America, they use the same word, you out of your mind. This side of the knowledge is hidden, bro. All you could do is take the ideology of what they teaching and see where the oldest place was. Don't get caught up in names, because names gonna get you fucked up every time. Let's keep going. So we talking about when it hit Egypt. Osiris was the gun. Now, if Osiris was the gun with the corn, his name was not Osiris when he was over here. It couldn't have been. Do you see the Olmecs got Osiris? No. Do you see the Mississippi Mound Builder got Osiris? No, not that name. It was something else. It was some type of maize god, people. Olmec maize god resurrects in the spring. Osiris resurrects in the spring. Mississippian corn god, deity, resurrects in the spring. It's the same ideology. We don't care nothing about the names. We care something about the people who taught it, and it's changed names over time, which is cool, because time changes names. I'm cool with that. But you got to understand, it don't start with a Sar and a Set. It's older than that. People taught you to take Egyptian knowledge and just, that's the first time it ever was done. It's not the first time it ever was done, bro. Because the black soil on the Nile is nowhere near the black soil on the Mississippi. What was them people in Mississippi saying 13, 12,000 years ago about the black soil? Did they call it Kemet? What did they call it? It's the same thing. Let's keep going. I'm gonna let you go struggle with the word because it don't even really matter. Zeus, right? Phoenician. So Greeks and Cretans and Phoenicians are still talking about This the gun character, the bread, the cornbread. Hieroglyphics was a plow of Timeri and other implements of agriculture. When you go to the Egyptian hieroglyphics and look at Timeri, the plow is right there. The plowman, the teacher of the astrology of the plowman. Now you understand it? Why do Timeri hieroglyphics got the plow, nigga? And all these guys, the plowman. Now you're starting to get it. Don't matter the name. Where did it start from? I just showed you Osiris is the plowman and Enlil is the plowman. Jesus is damn near the plowman. It don't really matter about the name. Learn your culture, then you can decipher through the names. Let's keep going. I don't want to get sidetracked today. Everybody know everything. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Tablets engraved with strange sarcophagi containing what appears to be human remains with flint spearheads, right? Dug from a mound north of the valley of Wayman, Michigan, right? Now look at this. The strangers of the discovery, Arabian or Egyptian hieroglyphics on the tablets. One of them has the 10 Commandments, believed by discovery to contain the 10 Commandments on the tablet. Find that the inscription is something quite removed from the Mosaic law. See that? Beneath giant trees in America. Strange prehistoric tablets. Wayman, Michigan. Wayman, Michigan. Mounds. See it? Now, this mound 800 years old, like they say it is, why in the fuck do we got hieroglyphics in ancient Arabic languages on something that's 800 years old? It don't make sense. It don't add up. When you put in hieroglyphics in, it already take it back to BC times. They are lying about the date of the mounds because it was coming out of the... See, you will look at this mound today and think it's made by some Indians 1,000 years ago. But look at what they say about it. Wayman, Michigan. Wayman, Michigan. Look what they found in these mounds. Strange prehistoric tablets. But the mound 800 years old. Discovered by farmers. It's always discovered by farmers because white people live on our ancient agricultural land, which is Kodesh. They took over the farm and kept farming. The crops was already there. We know the truth now. This is our real history. This is our real history. Let's keep going. Wayman, Michigan. I just want to show y'all it's the right stuff. Here go to Mound and Wayman. Probably in somebody's backyard. We don't even look at it. It got ancient hieroglyphics coming out of tablets out this mound. Back in 1890. That's where the newspaper clipping come from. Newspaper clipping come from back in the 1800s. So now it all makes sense. Now you see who making this stuff, not no Native Americans. Let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. The Piazza bird, which turned into the griffin, people. The Piazza bird is from America. Look how far back they knew about the Piazza. It evolved into the griffin that's on buildings. This shows you the ideology of the people who built the Tartarian style buildings. The griffin is all over the building, right? Why is the griffin an ancient mound builder symbol from America? The Piazza and the griffin are the same thing. I want y'all to know that. So when you see these buildings with the big ass griffin on it, standing up there like this, it's an evolution of your people building bigger and better stone structures. The Tartarians didn't build them buildings because the griffin don't even come from Russia or Eurasia. The griffin come from Timeri. So therefore, our people built shit on that side of the world. You have to, the only thing way you can decipher who built something is the symbolism. That's it. And a people's culture. So if a people's culture come from digging mines with limestone and granite and building buildings and temples and pyramids with limestone and granite, then you get limestone and granite Corinthian column buildings. Corinthian is corn columns. They can quit lying to you. It's in the Bible. Corinthian, the base word is corn. See? Now you understand how people built that shit all over the world. Let's keep going. Marquette, the college Marquette, the dude the college of Marquette is named after, Marquette University in Chicago, in Milwaukee, I think. That's who they talking about. Jarquez Marquette. He studied the Griffin, the Piazza in Alton, Illinois, right on the cliff. Now let me show y'all something. See, the knowledge is all coming together now. The knowledge is all coming together. Watch this. Let's go look at the map. Let's go look at the map because niggas be thinking they don't understand it, but they just be acting like everything come from Egypt. But I'm finna show y'all something. Where that receipt at? Where is that receipt about the dogs? Hold on. Alton, Illinois. You see it, right? Let me find the dog receipt again. Roll the coin. Alton, Illinois. I just had that receipt. Okay. I know what it was. It's in my video. The receipt in my video I just put on YouTube. Listen. Cahokia is right here. Alton, Illinois is right here. And then the site of the Coster site where the dogs are at, this site right here is right on top of it. So it's St. Louis, is Alton, Illinois, then is the Coster site where they found the ancient Anubis dogs, right? So Alton, Illinois is where the Piazza is on the Mississippi River. Where the Mississippi River splits, it splits right there to go to the other river. Let me show you. To this river right here. So right where it split, the ancient Piazza is right on the bluff, coming up the Mississippi. Hold on, let me find it again. The receipt about the dog. Hold on, here we go. Okay. Roll the coin. What river is that? Coster site. It's right by a river that's coming off the Mississippi, where they found the ancient Anubis dogs, right? But Alton is right beneath there where the river splits, right? Going this way where the dogs was. Now, this is in Alton, Illinois, right here on the Mississippi where the river splits. Right here. Right here. This right here. Now, the Piazza bird, right? Now, in this spot where this Alton, Illinois on the Mississippi River is at, the Piazza is there. In that spot, that is an ancient quarry right behind these people. Right behind this is where they find granite and limestone. Right outside the entrance, this is on the bluff, high up in the air, on the cliff, on the rock. Then you go in, the people who built it pulled out all type of granite and limestone to build structures coming from that same spot on the Mississippi River, right? Now, you have to know your culture. If these people were pulling out ancient stone and doing stone work in ancient times with granite and limestone, in front of the quarry, then you see this on all these Tartarian style buildings all over America. Then you see this on all these ancient buildings in America. Now you know the mound builders are the people who evolved to build those buildings because their symbolism is still on the buildings. You can go to Chicago, you can go to Cincinnati, you can go all through the Midwest and find that Piazza or the Griffin on front of these buildings. Am I lying? This just evolved. Now, you see the same thing in Eurasia where the Tartarian buildings is. Same thing, just evolved. It's the same ideology of what's over there. That's just newer. Now, they're not copycats, Miss Betty. We went around the world and evolved, and the symbolism was the same, but it looked newer because we was evolving. This is ancient. The piazza on the Mississippi River is ancient. The newer griffin is the lion with the snake-looking head is on the buildings. It's the same ideology, though. I have to show y'all that another day. But y'all see where I'm coming from. Y'all see where I'm coming from. Piazza, right? Native Americans made up stories that this thing was going around snatching them off the ground, eating them up. They were lying because they don't know. They don't, when they don't understand the ideology, they make up stories about monsters. Then these damn horror movies come out, still talk about your ancient culture. That's what they be doing. Let's keep going. Now, Cahokia. Y'all already see the bird, man. See the head right there? See the head right there with the shoulders? The bird, man. You see it? You see it, Birdman, Mississippian culture, Birdman, Cahokia. Ain't no damn Thunderbird. Ain't no Thunderbird. That's Haru. That's ancient Haru, ancient Horus teachings. Now let me give y'all an idea of what I'm talking about. See that? You see that, right? Let's go to Crete. Let's go all the way to Greece. Let's go all the way to Greece. Let's go all the way to Greece. See the Birdman right there? See the beak going that way? See the Birdman right there with the corn? Birdman and corn. Birdman, corn, Unk cross, date palm tree. You see it? Unk cross, date palm tree, corn, Haru. You see it? The falcon? See the head going that way with the beak? Right there. Anybody see it? Put the corn in the chat. You see it? These are our people taking this shit across the world. Corn. The bird. Unk cross, date palm tree. Okay, you see the bird? Okay, let's go to the mounds in America. Thinking we ain't create this shit. Let's go to Ocmulgee. Take them to Ocmulgee, Truth. Take their ass back to the mounds in Georgia. Let's go back to Georgia. Because they act like they don't understand where the knowledge is coming from. They're going to learn today. Let's go back to Georgia. Better hope my receipt ain't in here. Because these folks be tripping. Where's their receipt? Let's go back to Georgia. Ocmulgee Mound. You see that same bird? You see that same bird, hunter-gatherers? Huh? The Cretans are the people that took gifts to the Nile River. Had the same bird on their artifacts way in Crete and Greece. Rolling corn over there. Why they got the same bird on the floor in the Ocmulgee Mounds in Macon, Georgia? I know why. I know why, you hunter-gatherers. Yeah, I know why. Shoulders like this with the bird face like this. Yeah, that's our shit. Yeah. That's us. All us. Every time you see that symbol, it's us. Every time you see that ancient cross like this, it's us. Every time. I don't care where it's at. It could be from California to Florida. When you see it, it's us. There go that bird. Let's go to the minions of the Cretans, the Kelftua, who look like this. This is how the Kelftua look. Roll the corn. Let me show you how they look first. Cretans, minions, Kelftua, the red man, the real red man, copper color. This is what they made in Crete, Greece. This is in Greece now. This is in Greece. Ankh, date palm tree, corn, Haru bird. Ma'at, same shit. Go look right in the middle of the mound, the bird right there. Right there. Same shit. Then you go all the way to Washington State, the bird right there. Ancient times. Same bird with the shoulders, with the head turned to the side. Poverty Point got a mound, the bird mound at Poverty Point. Looked just like this before they tore it up. Native Americans called it the Thunderbird. It was the falcon representing the Sirius star in ancient Ma'at. Then the Native Americans started calling it the Thunderbird. We know where y'all got y'all fucking ideology from, Native Americans. Stop playing and show respect to your people who taught y'all some knowledge. If not, y'all got to perish like everybody else. Because you better get down with the program because we know the truth. Let's keep going. A letter written from Memphis tells mankind that the mound builders located all great western cities, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Louisville, Memphis, Tennessee, as sites of great cities were inhabited by a dense population many centuries ago, as shown by the marvelous works of their fabulous mound builders. See that? We already had built them cities, bro. Y'all just changed the name of the city, but the city was already there. The buildings and everything. The buildings and everything. We built the great cities of America in the Midwest. Stop playing. The mound builders built it. Not no damn hunter-gatherer thinking he built America. No, it was already there. Let's keep going. The mound builders of the North and the city builders of the South may be represented in town dwellers of New Mexico and Arizona. This is what I try to teach y'all. The mound building culture are the people who went to the Grand Canyon. You see it? Roll the corn. We know the truth now. We know the truth now. Read that. Aboriginal Americans, the mound builders of the North and the South, may be represented in the town dwellers of New Mexico and Arizona. We became the Anasazi. And by the time we got to the Grand Canyon, we were looking like whole Egyptians. By the time we evolved from the Mississippi River all the way out to the Grand Canyon, we were looking just like Egyptians. Headdress, gold, burials with the gold, silver. We had already evolved for thousands of years on the land and became these great people. It's a proven fact, before they put the dams up in America, you can go right from the Grand Canyon right back to the Mississippi River, right back to the Gulf of Mexico, before the white man put the dams on our land. We left the Mississippi and went to Egypt in the Middle East and Mediterranean Sea. That's where the first teachings of all this stuff come from here. Let's keep going. Roll the corn. Discovery of several pieces of pottery and crude instruments of war, which is known were not the handiwork of Native Americans, which it is known were not the handiwork of natives. They are not smart enough to build no goddamn weapons out of metal and stone. Leaves no doubt that they were the bones of a prehistoric race, probably the mound builders. They know them Native Americans not the same people as the mound builders. They are telling you in the 1800s. Native Americans, which is known through white people, that they were not the handiwork of natives. They are not that smart. I'm gonna tell y'all what the white tea people said about your natives. We ain't say this, the white tea people said. Onyx cave near the place, hunters unearthed 400 skulls with tools. These ain't no Native Americans. They ain't got no damn tools in ancient times. They're not smart enough. They hunter-gatherers. Mound builders belong to a very numerous race of people which once occupied the country between the Allegheny Mountains and the Missouri River and the lakes in northern Georgia and Alabama. He thinks that the Toltec race, which was afterwards discovered with the Aztecs in Old Mexico, once occupied Ohio, Mississippi, Missouri valleys. I told y'all them cultures that come from the South in Mexico came from up here. I told y'all this shit. I told y'all. We are not descendants from Mayans and Old Mex and Aztecs. They are descendants from the North American mound builders. Y'all hear me now? Give me a 2. Give me a 2. My phone was ringing. Give me a 2. Give me a 2. I ain't gonna stop the live today because it be messing my videos up. Y'all got me? Y'all hear me? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The cultures in Mexico come from the North American cultures. That's the ancient culture, right? Then you evolve, go through the Grand Canyon, come down through Mexico, Central America, start building new cultures down that way. The old culture is up here, not down there, because the structures up here are older than the structures in Mexico and Central America. I want y'all to understand. Look at that again now. Old Mexico once occupied Ohio, Mississippi, and Missouri valleys. They know where them people came from. They play with your mind trying to tell you old Mex come from Africa. No, that is a bloodline of the North American Mississippian mound builder. Stop playing. Don't do that. Stop sending out people all off to Africa and all that old shit. Don't do that. The mound builders were wiser than we. They cultivated the lowlands, distribution of water, making the country healthful by the useful systems of drainage. And the doubtless that there were at Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Louisville, and other points designated by remains of the mound builders, greatest works, magnificent cities. So when they say Memphis is Egypt, that's where they get that from. That's why they say Memphis is Egypt. But Memphis is our Memphis is older than the Memphis over there, right? When they say mound builders, they put a term of mound building, but they're really talking about this Egyptian Kushite style culture. They just call them mound builders to dumb it down. See what I'm saying? So when I say mound builders, I'm speaking of an ancient culture like Egypt, like Kush, like Samaria, right? But the YT man called it mound building to dumb it down and make you think they're Native Americans. They're not. These are ancient melanated people in America who became the original American Indians. You hear me now on Laugh and Giggles? You hear me? You hear me? Let me cut it up. You hear me? You got me? Put a 2 in the chat. Put corn in the chat. Mound builders is a name that they gave these people to dumb the knowledge down of the people. So if you call them mound builders, they won't think of them. If you call them Egyptians or Cushites or somebody like that, or sun worshipers, or you call them something like that, we're going to get the picture way before now. But if you call them mound builders and dumb it down to a Native American tribe, it culturally assimilates it and brings the knowledge of the people down. Now you're just thinking it's just a big piece of dirt. But the whole time there were tombs in there with gold and diamonds and kings and queens. And beautiful artifacts the Smithsonian own today. There are the oldest artifacts of that Kushite Egyptian style culture in America. And this is still the same bloodline of the American Indian who lived in the South, which are our ancestors. So it all comes through history the same way. Let's keep going. Magnificent cities built by mound builders. Memphis, St. Louis, Louisville. See what I'm saying? So this is what they speak of when they speak about, when our people be talking about Memphis, like the dude we talking about Memphis, Egypt all the time. Memphis and Tennessee is Egypt. It's the ancient culture. It's the ancestors of Egyptians. That's where you get that from. Let's keep going. We built them cities, not nobody else. They came back and lived there, right? Where was it? Egypt. Let me see. Onyx. Let me see. Handiwork. Showed y'all that one. Okay, we right here. Right here. Okay. 11,000 people. Well, 11 million people had their bones in this great city. This city is spread over Dasher, Drew, and Ashley in Arkansas and was on the grand metropolis of the prehistoric race called the Mound Builders. The people numbered countless millions at the Yazoo Valley of the Mississippi was their field. The entire delta of Yazoo was in a high state of cultivation. Every acre was utilized for agricultural purposes. The way you get the Mississippi Delta, Yazoo City, Dasher, Drew, and Ashley, I think that's Missouri and Arkansas area, right? So they're talking about these people who inhabited that area with millions of people already here. Who are these millions of people already here in ancient great cities in the Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi area? Our ancestors. Our ancestors. So when they try to explain millions of people came over here in an African slave trade. Now millions of people live right there in the Mississippi Valley in the Delta, Arkansas and Missouri. Stop playing. This is where the millions come from right here. Enslaved on their own, prisoners of war on their own land, right? I like to show this a lot because it shows how many people was here in ancient times. We built big civilizations because we had agriculture to feed them, people. Other places in the world didn't have agriculture to feed this type of population. Right? I'm getting out the way so y'all can screenshot it. Canals were dug and used by them for irrigation and navigation. Just like canals were dug on the Nile, canals were dug on the Euphrates River, same teaching. For irrigation for crops. Let me see. Excuse me. Right here. Okay, we're right here. Okay. The city, after what was announced, is the most important of his discoveries in Mexico, right? He says he had discovered the remains of people of prehistoric America, and that these people complete the link between mound builders of North America and the Mayans of the South. You see that? You see it? Prehistoric America, the link between the mound builders of the North and the Mayans of the South. We are the ancestors of the Mayans up here on the Mississippi River. These people know this now. I like to show y'all this. Because the Mayans, see, when you get to Mayan and Olmec cultures, these cultures are working with stone. They are beautiful stone masons. That is an evolution of teaching from a long time for them to get that good at making statues in stone. You have to be great to make an Olmec statue. It takes thousands of years to learn how to work stone like that, right? And you pass that down to your ancestors, to your descendants, and civilizations pop up doing this stuff. You just don't build no Olmec head that's weighing tons out of nowhere. You have to be a stone mason for thousands of years to even learn how to work stone like that. And stone masonry started on the Mississippi River, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And people started moving around, migrating, and now you have other cultures, right? high civilizations. So check that out. I want y'all to see that. Let's go here. Remarkable relic in an Indian mound. In an old Indian mound near Cedarville, Ohio, there has been found a stone image of a woman sitting in a sitting posture. This is the Great Mother teaching. That's the Great Mother. That's what that is. Smooth and beautifully carved, well proportioned. It shows that the features clearly and regularly. It has been believed to date back to the time of the shepherd kings in Egypt, many centuries, to the mound builders. It dates back to the kings of Egypt. Now, going back to the kings of Egypt, the shepherd kings, they're talking about the Hyksos around 1600 BC. This ain't even that old. It's old, but it ain't older than the other stuff, right? So they're just showing you how old this stuff is in America. Taking it back, saying it's around the time of the shepherd kings, which is the Hyksos. The shepherd kings he talk about right here is the Hyksos in like 1600 BC. So the Great Mother, a Great Mother Indian, well, it's not, it's ideology of the Great Mother. I'm gonna tell you like that. That's what that is. Found in a mound in America. Let's keep going. LC, Michigan. 5 cases of unique pottery, which are said to have been taken from mounds in Mecosta and Isabella counties, I think in Michigan, have reached here. For one of the caskets were taken pipes, lamps, vases, said to be the time of the pharaohs. From another, stone amulet and small gold nuggets, and from a third, brass and stone coins and stone type. On the outside of another casket is a representation of the pyramids of Egypt and figures of the mound builders with a spear upraised and an American Indian with a tomahawk upraised. Among the curiosities are also 2 tablets who said to represent the 10 Commandments and the flood, right? So they're finding stuff got the 10 Commandments on it, talking about the flood with pyramids, with upraised an American Indian with the tomahawk upraised by the pyramids. Do that make any sense? Now, see, let me break this down. These people are finding stuff that links America to Egypt, bro. They're finding stuff in mounds that link America to Egypt, showing that there was some type of transatlantic people coming from here to there, here to there, here to there, that knew about the pyramids over there, knew about a colony over there, because on the artifacts, they got the pyramids. Representation of the pyramids of Egypt. And figures of a mound building with a spear upraised and an American Indian with a tomahawk upraised. You already know that our ancient culture had tomahawks. So, axes, right? So, this could be a representation of the people had already traveled back and forth. And they know how the pyramids look over there. They know how the trade route look over there. And they put it on artifacts buried in mounds in Michigan. And we don't know where this stuff fit. Like, if we could see this type of stuff, we can kind of understand it, but it's hidden, right? So I done research on the town, Mecosta County in Michigan, right? Mecosta County in Michigan. Let's go check that out. Right? Highly probable that American mounds existed in Mecosta County area, consistent with the broader archaeological record of the region, even if they are not extensively studied as those in the Ohio River Valley. So it was something there, right? Suggesting that geography around Mecosta County may have been supported to such settlements. So I believe they said something about tearing that mound down in this thing, right? Among the curiosity, also 2 tablets I think they tore this mound down. So it's like when they find grand stuff, they tear the mound down. Now in the day, you can't even find the mound. They try to tell you it was one there, but it's gone. Mecosta County, Michigan, it's gone. I tried to research it, can't find it. But they talk about there's some stuff around there that lets you know it was mounds there. Right? Right around the Great Lakes. I told y'all the Great Lakes area is ancient culture in the Great Lakes area because that's where the copper started coming from, right up there in this area. So there's a lot of stuff I can't find, but I'll be on them. Now, these are artifacts found in a Paleo-Indian artifact in Connecticut dating back 10,000 years ago. 10,000 years ago, people. And let me show y'all, let's blow that up. Let's blow that up. Who that look like? Who does this look like? Let me cover her up. Who does this look like? Roll the corn. Now, it's telling us how these Native Americans built all these beautiful arrowheads. We built them beautiful arrowheads, people. All them arrowheads they be finding in the river. It's our stuff, man. There ain't no Native American arrowhead, 10,000 years old, made out of obsidian and flint. That's our culture. Damn, they're looking like Oprah Winfrey. Looking like Oprah Winfrey, bro. Don't let y'all look on for a little while longer. Roll the corn. Look at that. These are melanated people. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Builders of the noble lineage. Now, noble lineage. That's what I want y'all to look at. Builders are of noble lineage. These are the real nobility of the planet, people. The mound builders of the noble lineage. These are the people the Sumerians are talking about. The Egyptians are talking about. This ancestral lineage of real nobility, real kings, real queens, real princesses coming from mound building culture up into Egypt and Samaria. This is where this stuff comes from. Watch this. The builders are of noble lineage, right? They descend through centuries from makers of the Egyptian pyramids and the Indian mounds. Whoa! I might end the live with that one. Because while they talking about this bloodline of these great people coming through noble lineages, descending through Egypt's pyramids and the Indian mounds. You see that? Now, what I tell y'all about Greece? What did I tell y'all about Greece and Rome? The ancient Greece, cathedrals, and St. Sophia Mosque to makers of the Manhattan skyscrapers. Damn! Y'all know who made this stuff. Y'all know that bloodline is linked together. Y'all know how great these people was. Builders of a noble lineage. They descend through centuries of time from the makers of the Egyptian pyramids and the Indian mounds, all the way to Greece, Rome, ancient cathedrals, all the way to mosque, and the makers of skyscrapers in Manhattan, New York. Now think about that. Think about that. Just think about that. Think about how great of a people with this. Now, let me explain something to y'all. Now, when people speak of royalty, black nobility, in Europe and Africa and in the Middle East, the first people who put that royal bloodline on the land, that's where they get this nobility lineage from, people. Either they mixed with them a little bit and got some of the blood, or they just wiped them out and took over their whole identity, right? Because the noble people are the first agriculturalists. So if you ain't got no agriculturalists in Europe and ancient Africa, when we bring the agriculture with the noble bloodline of those virtuous so-called Hebrew-style people, you mix it or they take over you and all the way around it. And then they live as the nobility of their land and live off the agriculture of their land. Now, somebody in the chat said, I've got an Egypt's blood. The blood never left the blood. Our blood left here and went to Egypt. If you live in Tamari and your ancestor from the southeast and the Midwest and Atlantic coast, the bloodline is American bloodline, not Egyptian bloodline. Our bloodline went over there. That's what I want you to understand. That's why our blood is still matching up with people coming out the tombs in Egypt, because our bloodline had went over there a long time ago, right? So don't look at it like you got Egyptian blood. Look at it like Egyptians got your blood. You see, the culture came from here and went there. So the bloodline never left the land. They just lied to you like the great people was in Egypt. That's the bloodline. Not knowing that those people came from here, because Egyptians told out their own mouth. The ancestors come from the West. We are descendants of the red man, the copper man. Them the ancient people, right? So when I look up Phoenicians and Cretans and all that, they call them the red man. So, and this is the people they talk about that look like this, right? We ain't talking about no damn Native Americans. We talking about people that look like this, right here. These people had copper from Michigan, people, and they took it all over the world. And their settlements built mounds and corn walls all the way up to buildings with columns. Then it was wiped out around the time after the buildings were columns, right? And then other people started living in them, claiming they built them, like Moors, like governments of countries over there in other places. All the way in Russia, bro, we built the building. See, that's a whole deep conversation I have to show y'all. But them buildings all the way over there in Russia, we built. All them Tartarian buildings they call in Eurasia, we built them. That's why corn be on the wall in the ancient buildings all the way across the world. They don't understand why it's there. In the Roslin Temple in Scotland, corn is on the walls. They couldn't figure it out for hundreds of years. They're like, why is the Roslin Church Temple got corn on the wall? And ain't no corn growing over here in the time this building was built. Yes, it was. Our people brought it over there, and we put the corn on the wall. Now that same chapel was used in the movie The Da Vinci Code, trying to trace back the lineage of the Virgin Mary. Remember the Da Vinci Code? Tom Hanks. That's the same cathedral they used in that movie with the corn in the windows. And they know that ain't nobody from Scotland built it. Do your research. So these people are trying to track down a religious theme for the beginning, because they don't know it wasn't religious at first. See, that's how you mislead the people. We're going to track down the Virgin Mary's blood. You ain't going to better do that, big dog, because the Virgin Mary is Virgo in the sky. Therefore, there was our representation of the mother goddess. So ain't no Virgin Mary blood unless you go back and hit our blood, who created the star alignment for the Virgin Mary. See, that's where they mix in our ancient culture with religions. And then they got people thinking that it's actually these entities are actually real, but the whole time they stole that story from our agriculture story of ancient times. Because Europa is the Pleiades star system riding the white horse of Taurus. That's the spring. Europa ain't no real woman. Europa just is a name for the Pleiades star system riding the back of Taurus. When the Pleiades rides the back of Taurus, it's the beginning of spring. And it turned it into a Europa deity, which became the name for Europe. So they took our ancient culture of a nature's loving people and turned it into religion. And they turned it into these names we use and different stuff we use. They turned it into names for these countries and stuff like that. That's why the corn wall and the mounds are all go together over there, right? They cut down all the cornfields over there. They burnt it up. They don't want you to know the corn is right there by the mounds and the corn walls in Europe. So the history of the world is all backwards. They tell you the civilized man came from Africa, but the civilized man came from America. The whole time. Then I had a couple of more receipts, right? Let me see. I showed y'all that one. Let me see. Okay. Tombs of the mound builders along the Little Cedar River in Floyd County, some miles northeast of Charles City. The tombs are to be explored, and it's to be believed that archaeological knowledge will be obtained there. Now, I couldn't really find a whole lot, but ancient mounds, Floyd County, Iowa, right? Ancient mounds and earthworks, Floyd County, Iowa, effigy mounds, national monument, located in northeastern Iowa. This is what they're talking about right here. Tombs was found out there, people. Interesting. Tombs. They don't tell them what they pulled out of these places. Now, in the ruins of the structures have been forced stone axes on crude construction, corn cobs, dried and shrunken almost into nothing. The fact that the corn cobs are prehistoric is proved from the fact that buried with the mummies of the mound builders from the valleys in the valleys below have been found a variety of Indian corn, which was doubtless grown in those days, but the kernels were dried up that they would not germinate. It was so old, right? Would not germinate, as has been demonstrated by repeated tests. These people taking corn off mound builders trying to still grow it, people. You see that? It is thought that the cliff dwellers were most likely a somewhat warlike people and were not extensively devoted to pastoral pursuits, deriving their livelihood chiefly from the wild game which flourished abundantly throughout the region, right? The attempt to speculate as the probable date of the erection of the cliff houses would be beyond my ability for why those houses are there. No solution of the mystery of the builders has of yet been arrived at my knowledge. So, ancient corn buried with mummies in America, that goes along with the Osiris theme, because corn is resurrected in the spring. So, all this stuff goes together, people. So, when I go back to these cultures and I see that the corn goes along with the Ankh cross and all of that, now you understand it. Now you understand that the ribbon in ancient times was the Ankh. Corn, Haru. Therefore, this little block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, happens in June. See, when you read the zodiac, this happens in June. Now it breaks the code of the knowledge. Once you go to the summer solstice, The Ankh happens in the sky during the spring equinox. That's where it comes from, right? The date palm is the tree of life, right? Corn, right? Haru, Sirius, the falcon. Sirius rises, Helixual rising is in June during the summer solstice. So all of this go together in this quadrant of a zodiac. The loop is the ecliptic loop that comes up before dawn. Then you have the all-seeing eye. Sirius rises, right? And it's harvest time of the corn, right? And the date palm is the tree of life. So all this go together. So research in ancient times was the ribbon, the Ankh. Yes. That is the summer solstice for the harvest of crops, the key to life. This represents Sirius rising during the Helixual rising in the summer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. That's June. That is the summer solstice. All that go together. The corn go right along with the Haru ideology and the Ankh and the date palm, which is the tree of life. Fire. Can't teach you no better. Can't teach you no better. Let's look at that. Let's look at that again in another spot. I want y'all to know this stuff real now. This stuff real. This is another one. So I gotta start getting out the country. I gotta start getting out the country, bro. I gotta get out the country, man. I gotta go get some. I gotta go see this stuff because this is all the way in Greece, right? I have to go see this stuff with my own eyes and get some type of documentation of this stuff. And because once they see somebody like me, starting to break the code of what's going on, they start to hide the artifacts. Because when I started a couple years ago, I can get a whole lot of information about the artifacts. Now, when I go in there, I don't know if it's my email is blocked or I can't, they won't let me go look at them like I used to. So I know where to go and I know what to do. So now I gotta start fundraising and like I said, getting this land, and I gotta start traveling. I gotta go to these places where they're hiding our knowledge. Israel, Crete, the Samaria, because we got cornfields on the Euphrates River that they won't show. I found one receipt of it. We got date palm trees on the Nile, and they don't pose to be there, people. These are the places I need to document. Spain, Italy. It's so many, it's bigger than America. Our culture left here and went right through the Mediterranean and put things all over these areas that don't pose to be there. All that Celtic mound builder shit, that's us. Like an old man gonna ask me why you wearing that Celtic jersey. The Celtics is mound builders. That's us. It's not them. They just use our old culture to coincide with St. Patrick. St. Patrick ain't got nothing to do with that. We are the mound builder with these symbols of the clover and all of that. I'm gonna show y'all that one day too, man. These are mound building cultures. They are taking culture off of and assimilated into newer cultures. The Celtics is not hunter-gatherers. That's us. That's why I like the Boston Celtics. Roll the card. But I gotta go to these places and go to these mounds and go to these museums because I know exactly what I'm looking for. So let's say I go to Crete, right? Crete, Greece, island of Greece, beautiful agriculture, whole structure out there, right? Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I gotta get it together and get out there, man. I gotta put this stuff on the internet Because this stuff is for the future, man. This stuff is for our people to go back and find this information somewhere in Crete, right? Crete in Greece. Crete in Greece, right? Mississippian symbols on mounds, buildings like this, the corn, the Ankh cross, all of that. People coming from way on the other side of the world on boats, putting stuff out there like this. In the museums is where this is at, right? I got to go see this. I got to go see this, bro. Because see, they got museums making millions of dollars off our artifacts, and they think it's some other culture, but really it's us. Right? Because these people got copper from Michigan, corn from the Mississippi. They bury themselves with seeds. So you got to understand the culture, and you got to understand what some of these symbols mean, and you got to understand the zodiac and the star alignment and all of that to understand our ancient culture. And once you understand, and I ain't saying understand all of it because it's thousands and thousands of stars, but the stars that are very important to us are the stars that go along with agriculture, different parts of the year. So once you know those stars and know what they turned into, now you can decipher things like this. Getting on here just making shit up is not enough, right? It's still, the picture is still blurry of what the ancestors were trying to say. But when you know what you're looking at, you know where culture it come from, or who are the people who came there and done it, right? So we ain't here to speculate. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. This is a big task, right? But if I saw somebody else who actually could do that, who actually went over there and represent our people in the right way, I would get out the way and let them do it, right? Because I sometimes I feel like this ain't my calling. I teach it, but after I look around the board, ain't nobody that can do what I can do with this stuff. Nobody. One day I was just looking for somebody who could really do this stuff and tell it the right way. Now it's people that can do this. Now it's a couple people I respect that can do it. They can do it now, but I would really have to do it myself to feel fulfilled in what I'm doing, right? So I said I'm the only person who really can go tell the story, the greatest story ever told, and show the artifacts all over the planet and show it the right way. Because a lot of people be making shit up and they be reaching and they talk about aliens and goddamn Anunnaki, and they talk about white mound builders and white pyramid builders and fake ass Egyptians and fake Cushites. See, I ain't gonna tell the story like that. They whitewash the shit. Then a lot of people don't even understand the information enough to even teach it. So I'm gonna have to do this shit myself, man. It's just so many hats. I don't want to take on all these hats because I know I ain't gonna be able to promise y'all I'm gonna get all that stuff done, right? That's my problem with the teaching of this. I don't want to tell y'all something and I don't get it accomplished, then I make myself mad because I don't accomplish it because it's for the people. But I gotta try, right? All I can do is try. All I can do is get the time, get the money raised up, go over and get all this information. Still try to get the land and try to get us something going on the land, get the house, get some stuff built on some land that we own. It's a lot to take on, but somebody got to do it. That's all I got to say. Somebody got to do it. Because see, it's getting to the point to where all we are doing is teaching American Indian. American Indian. That's cool, but we are way more than that. We are way more than just American Indians, people. We are the bringers of the most ancient knowledge on the planet that changed the face of the earth and fed children in civilizations for thousands of years. Without this knowledge of astrology going with agriculture, with these seeds and it's working together to build civilizations, a lot of us wouldn't be here. This earth would have been messed up long time ago. Famine is the worst thing on the face of the earth, y'all. So a child hungry in Africa, a child hungry in India, a child hungry in the Middle East. When I see it, it bothers me, because imagine 5,000 years ago how hungry they was. They still hungry today, people. People are dying of starvation in the Middle East and Palestine and Eurasia today. Now imagine thousands of years ago how bad people were dying. That's where all the Black Plague and all these diseases and malnourishment and all that come from, right? So when people get our information in our small agriculture fields around the world and take over them and then charge the people to eat and then call themselves nobility, see, that's European nobility. They take over the ancient lands that we built with the corn, and they ration out the food to the people around and call themselves nobility, and they get rich off of it, and they still live on our ancient culture today. We like I told y'all, people think I'm lying, bro. We had a covenant with nature to help feed the world. After we was able to get self-sufficient to feed our people, it's not a covenant with God. It's not the ark of the God's covenant. It's the ark of nature's covenant. When you understand it, you can break the code. So instead of us just sitting there eating on our own land, we took off a covenant with each other to take this teaching around the world to feed everybody. That's why they call nature's and God's chosen people. We understand nature enough to feed everybody. So when we go to these different places and they see the different things that we have done, the stonework, the pyramid, the agriculture, the beautiful clothing and jewelry, they get jealous of us. We come in peace. That's where we come in peace come from. It's written in stone. We come to ancient lands in peace to teach a certain thing, and we were attacked and enslaved and made prisoners of war all through history because we ran across evil spirits of man who didn't understand the knowledge could save the world. They just wanted it for their self. So when you speak of the Ark of the Covenant trying to get hid from these other people, that's what the real story is. The Ark of the Covenant is not about God. The Ark of the Covenant is about a teaching that can help save people. And once we realized these people wasn't good enough to get this knowledge, we tried to hide it. So you put all these scrolls of the knowledge in a covenant box and you hide it. It's in the Bible. Hidden in a hill, away from the evil man. The knowledge of agriculture, the knowledge of spirituality, the knowledge of the stars, the knowledge of the earth, the minerals, written in some type of Paleo Hebrew on animal skins. It's so old. You hide that from evil man. Look it up. Because evil man takes this and rations out food and knowledge to his people where he can come up, not everybody. Now y'all understand it? That translated into religion, but it didn't come from there. If I give evil man the knowledge of the stars, the earth, agriculture, mound building, structure building, and he uses it against his people, because pharaohs had started doing it. Pharaohs had started doing it. That's when it started. Pharaohs had started doing evil ego stuff, starving motherfuckers out, taxing for funerals. That's where the word pharaoh come from. Pharaoh comes from the taxation of a funeral. Look it up. When pharaohs start taxing people to bury the dead, they start calling them pharaoh. That's the real pharaoh meaning. Pharaoh ain't no chief. That's when the people start turning bad. Right? This is the best knowledge you're gonna hear in your ear, bro. Ain't nobody gonna tell it like this. I'm gonna tell it the way it's supposed to be told. Pharaoh comes from the taxation of burial practices. It's not really a good name, right? Research it. So that's when the ego and the power of the knowledge and the agriculture all came together, and they used it for greed amongst their people. Now they want to enslave everybody. Let my people go. Because you didn't learn that from there. You learned that from the other side of another culture that enslaved, mixed with my culture. Now the slavery culture is taken over after the knowledge is attained. After the knowledge get attained between two different groups, now the slavery started to take back over. Now they like, let my people go. Now you're trying to enslave us to work for you. It ain't supposed to go like that. Right? He said Anubis is not American. Anubis is the Zolo dog. The oldest Zolo dog found in a burial is in America. Mr. Slits, hunter-gatherer. American Indians had the black dog of the river, the black dog of the tears of the river. That's older than Anubis. We got the oldest Zolo dogs on the face of the earth buried off the Mississippi River. The Zolo dog ain't even from Africa. So how the hell you think that it's done? Let me show y'all what Pharaoh means.